Well, good morning, artist in recovery. From Weaver, John C. Roseman, California. You know the guy that does the Diary of a Griever named John Weaver, which is me. And when it's this dark, I'm doing the dark log because I'm watching over my dog. Right now, it's Monday, and it's 5:20 in the morning West Coast time. Off and on sleep again. You gotta love this kind of... You gotta love it. I don't. Narcoleptic, haptic time, insomniac. But it is what it is dealing with my dog. But in your territory, you're crossing into mine. Let's talk about it. You've had your first near-death experience. Age 19. Well, I had open heart surgery. I had worse. I didn't have any choice. I talk about a lot on my channel, dude. I grew up with a holy heart, literally. Leaking sieve. Crooked limbs. The limbs they could do the external work on. Put me in braces and I can walk. Just straighten up the limbs. I barely remembered it as a young kid, but going under the doctor's offices and hospitals with oxygen tanks, yeah, that I remember. But there was one sharp-eared pediatrician. I think there was also a cardionaire. Doctor's office. Well, I was wondering how come I was getting sick so many times. They couldn't figure it out. But one guy with a sharp ear did figure it out and threw me into the community hospital next door just to get me stabilized before they moved me over to a bigger hospital miles away. I talk about this one to my priest. It's nice having an ear of clergy to listen to your ranting and raving. Besides, I think he's getting sick and tired of my videos talking about my lifestyle or my life period. And one of them is dealing with the afterlife, dude. I try not to make it a big thing about it, but I do talk about it because it's happened to me. The thing I know about it, when they put me under. Well, first they had to find out where the damn holes were, so they had to do some probing on me as a kid. This was back in 1970. The place was called Cedars of Lebanon. It was out in Hollywood, Los Angeles area. Huge hospital. Over the past 40 or 50 years, it's been Cedars. Actually, Cedars got bought out by Scientology. You ever heard of Hubbard and his Dianetic bullshit? Yeah, I built his empire on top of that. Yeah, his thing is still out there, unfortunately. People still believe in Scientology crap. And the building they took out was the Cedars of Lebanon, where I got saved in, literally. First day getting into the hospital, man. They still had to stabilize my body. They also had to probe me out. Imagine a little kid supposed to be sleeping on a flat surface. Got a barrier with one arm, and they're probing it out, and they don't even bother to keep me under it enough. I woke up under anesthesia, almost freaked out, pulled the thing out, and that they got where they wanted to go to. Next, open heart surgery. So they put me under the gas again. This time the dreams were weirder enough. It's like different camera angles. Take a camera, okay? Give it a video camera. You're moving the thing up and down and up and down and up and down. This is my kind of a dream at this point. I'm getting seasick in the damn thing. I'm thinking the doctor's going up on an escalator. I'm going down on an escalator. But here I am going up on an escalator, they're going down on an escalator. I don't know what the hell was going on during that time. That was the weirdest damn thing. But the weirder thing is waking up, and there's my body, my chest, open. Now, I told stories to my mama when I woke up from recovery. I don't know if it was a dream or if it was real. But all I know is I came out of my damn body. I didn't smell anything. But I did feel like I wanted to go back home. Home was calling and I was going to leave. And there was a voice kept telling me, John, it's not your time. Go back home. Go back. No, I want to go. I want to. John, it's not your time yet. Go back. 3 times this happened to me in the surgery. One hole they found and plugged. The other, they put a patch on. And the third they left open. That one, I was going to go home, but they put me back in the body again. Whoever it was above. I was getting sick and tired of all of it. And I wake up in a recovery room, and I'm trying to tell Ma all this stuff to her. And throughout the years, I kind of put a blanket on my brain, where I couldn't even remember what was going on, not even the feelings. But all I remember is I wanted to go back home. And I was getting angry about it. Why did God save my ass for in the first place? Well, what am I doing back here? To live. To live. Of course, sent me on a course of hating the medical establishment afterwards because of all the pain and misery they keep giving me at this point. Because I was a recipient of open heart surgery, I still got the scar right here. And worse off is when they use staple removers just to get rid of the staples off the chest. I didn't realize they did that. I thought they would use cat gut or something like that. So no, they use staple removers. So it's like about a month or two, and it gets healed up enough. There's one cardiologist. I had to keep the ire down because he caused that much pain taking it out. No anesthesia. This was done in the doctor's office. A pediatrician cardiologist who was going to keep saving my ass up until the age of 18. And then I had to find new insurance. But in that moment, in that day, he was pulling them out. And language was coming out of my mouth and I didn't realize what it was, and it scared the hell out of Ma. And Dr. Richard Burton, I think he said, don't worry, Marianne. No. Don't worry, Mrs. Shaw. He's in a lot of pain. Where did he learn that language? Well, I don't know. Where did he learn that language? Right now, he's expressing his pain right now. I may try to sound like it's anecdotal, but man, this was reality for me. Stabbed. Blood work. Ma was freaking every time there was a weird infection that I had to go to the pediatrician's office, Dr. Marvin Stovak. God rest his soul. God bless his soul. God save his ass. But this guy actually saved my ass, and so did Pink. I owe these guys a lot. As for cotton candy, I didn't smell any cotton candy. I just felt like I was going to go home. There was love. There was comfort. There was peace. There was energy. There was an energy level that I had never experienced in my life. Mortal life, that is. But the spiritual life, yeah, I knew it. I knew it too damn well. And then, that was it for that, right? No. Give it about nearly several years later, we're taking care of my elderly aunt and my grandmother. Yeah, my mom was doing the 24/7 on them both. She used to work. She used to work at a lot of jobs when she was getting that age. Very smart woman. Very smart. And very tough for a mother. I miss her a great deal. Mary Ann Shaw. She had another legal name, I'm not saying it, but everybody called her Mary Ann because she had such a Mary Ann personality. It was a nickname one of my uncles gave her. Just stuck. Even my grandmother called her daughter Mary Ann. But I'll tell you one thing, dude. Being a caregiver during that time, it gets hard on an adult. It's an initiation to a kid. I had seen my aunt be mean. I never knew why. She was in love with her husband. I met once. Uncle Al. It's up in San Francisco. Very Victorian during those days. And I had to be behaving like crazy. When she lost the love of her life, it changed her a great deal into the hardest woman who was dealing with a lot of pain, pressure, and stress, and grief. I know it too well now as an adult. Too much in my lifetime. Back then, I didn't know what she was going through, but all I know is I still loved her anyway. One day, she was scowling at me from her chair, and I climbed up on it, and she was looking at me very funny. It's like, get out, John. Grabbed her by the face. Both hands. Tiny hands. I don't care how mean you are, Aunt May. I still love you. I guess in that instant she was seeing her husband through my eyes. I was trying to tell her, May, it's all right. I'm fine. And you're loved. I guess I broke her. I broke my aunt on that one, dude. And I didn't even realize what the hell I did. I barely remember the incident anyway. I kept hearing Ma, Dave, and Grandma telling me about it. As a kid, one thing. As an adult later on, I know it too well now. Aunt May had a pacemaker. Every once in a while, I would put her into a cardiac arrest. She'd go to the hospital to get it worked on, get her heart reset. Scared the hell out of this kid here. We had a community church across the street from our house. And I remember going over there when Aunt May was in the hospital for just over one day, and I was scared of losing my best friend. And I guess during that time you probably call it coming to Jesus moment. All I was doing to God is to say, please save my aunt. I just probably prayed something pure to him. Cotton candy. I never had the cotton candy smell. All I remember is that energy wave. Loved, accepted, reassured. The family was already stressing over Aunt May. Even Grandma was. I wasn't. I think God and Jesus told me in a way that she was going to be fine. I don't have to worry. It's the same energy, dude. Same energy. Your soul knows it. Your brain can't comprehend it, but your soul knows it. And that day I was feeling okay because Aunt May came home about 1 or 2 days later and she was alright for a while. That was until 1979, where she wasn't coming back home. Actually, she did go back home. It's like I celebrated my birthday in 1979. I was about 12, 13. And I was dreaming. I don't remember what I was dreaming. Maybe I was dreaming about the whole situation, but I wasn't quite sure. All I remember is Mom waking me up from it and telling me softly that Aunt May died in her sleep. That killed me. That crushed me. It's during that time that I had to buck up and man up. Hide the fear, hide the pain, hide everything. Because in a couple of days later, we're taking Aunt May over to the funeral home up in Oakland. She had already been transported, actually, by the hospital and through a mortuary. I wish I remember where the hell she's staying at. You know, I still can't find her body. I can't even find Grandma's body. Pissed me off. I'll talk about Grandma in a minute. But we went over to Oakland. I think we went to Lafayette after that. Go to the service at night. She was going to be buried the next day. But in the mortuary home, I remember seeing her body. They wouldn't allow me to go in there. But they kept me out in the waiting area, which had a window. And I saw her body there. It looked like her, but it didn't look like her, dude. And I remember her outfit was like a blue and white gown that she wore all the time. I kept trying to be the brave face of everybody. It's going to be fine, it's going to be fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. I was watching Japanese cartoons before we made the trip up to the mortuary. And then the next day we had to go for the funeral. And I barely remember what the hell happened at. But I remember getting back on an airplane, coming back home to LA. And that's when I lost it, dude. Grandma was right next to me. We were sitting in the front of the plane. Grandma kept asking, "Are you alright?" I kept saying, "I'm fine," and crying my eyeballs out, but I'm fine. You want to hear about a weird dream after that, pal? I'm going to my first, 10th grade. And I'm dealing all day long with the grieving hitting me hard. Because the night before, I'm dreaming I'm in my bathroom. And here comes Aunt May in her blue and white gown, smiling as she had when I remembered her. Didn't say a word, just stood there smiling. It was like waves of love coming out of her. And the next morning, I'm crying my eyeballs out because I missed her a great deal. If that wasn't bad enough, try having Grandma having a stroke. I'll do another video on this one, dude.